Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The fans claim that YNR has used kidnappings endlessly. Further research indicates that there appear to have been an excessive number of these over time. Should I summarize? These represent a fair portion of the list, but not all of it. Sheila, Kimberlyn Brown, held Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, and the infants at gunpoint. Victor, Eric Braden, held his first wife's boyfriend in the cell in the ranch's basement. Lisa, Lynn Harbaugh, held Brad, Don Diamont, in a cage, and Michael, Christian LeBlanc, held Cricket, Laura Lee Bell, and Nina, Trisha Cast, hostage. Additionally, we witnessed Blade's son, Michael Tylo, being imprisoned by his malevolent twin brother in the Bahamas. We've had how many nasty twins? Not to mention the time Sheila abducted Lauren, Tracy E. Bregman. Do you see what I mean? Not to mention the previous occurrences in which Sharon Case, was abducted by Ian Ward, Ray Wise, and Jordan Howard, Colleen Zank, as well as how fortunate she was to be abducted once more a week later along with her best friend Phyllis and held captive in an abandoned clinic. Good luck, girl. Who do you believe will next be taken abandoned? Contributor Dolwell said on the Soap Central discussion board, "Let's be honest. The show adores stories about kidnapping. They shifted their focus from mental health to abduction. However, I am unable to determine who will come next. I hope Summer and her cowgirl outfit," Night Rocker joked. "Geez, are you trying to scar me for life by having to look at that outfit for days and days?" was the question that regular contributor Cloverleaf asked in response to Night Rocker. "I would love to see Victor abducted and held for ransom after all of the horrible things he has done to others." Art Vandelay remarked, "But it would certainly end up like O. Henry's The Ransom of Red Chief." As for the idea that enemies must become nearly friends, which Chocolate Lover 7 began with Phyllis and Sharon, and hence Billy and Nick, what about Claire and Summer? Jack and Victor? Diane and almost anybody. Fans have spoken up for the young and the restless. Who should be abducted next, in your opinion? Seriously, who would you like to see in the cage, cellar, or other distant location next? We need a vote, LOL. If only Connor Floyd's character Chance were more like Liam Neeson in the 2008 film Taken. I wish I could have heard him remark, "I don't know who you are," to the unidentified kidnapper on the phone. I have no idea what you desire. I can tell you that I don't have any money if you're seeking for ransom, but I do have a very specific set of abilities that I've developed over a very long career. I'm a nightmare for folks like you because of my skills. It will stop if you release Sharon and Phyllis at this time. I will not seek you out or follow you, but if you do not, I will seek you out, locate you, and murder you. That would be a wonderful way to liven things up. Tell us in the comments below if you think there have been too many kidnappings or if you would like to see someone get captured. While Sharon and Phyllis struggled, Alan watched the screen of his phone from a park bench. He was limited to saying, "Good luck." As they attempted to pick the door lock in their basement confinement, Sharon and Phyllis kept fighting. Sharon attempted to reassure Phyllis by stating that they had decided to be cordial and not betray one another. Sadly, their scheme failed, and the alarm started to sound. Once more, in a panic, Phyllis declared that they were both going to die and that there was no way out. Sharon made an effort to maintain her composure and told Phyllis that their family would soon locate them. They won't. If they did, it would be a miracle. We are in an unidentified clinic. How would they even find us? Phyllis questioned in a frantic tone. Despite the lack of a concrete response, Sharon maintained her optimism. "I have to believe our families would do anything to find out where we really are," she stated. Phyllis remained skeptical. Phyllis was cautioned by Sharon not to mope. "Whoever is acting in this way, the voice, is manipulating us. We must defeat them at their game," Sharon said. Phyllis started to consider their most recent message. They discovered that the note and the tainted water had not previously been present but had now materialized. What if their abductor was leaving these things while they were asleep? The thought of a sick stranger observing them as they slept made them uneasy, and they pondered what might have happened if they had ever woken up while he was around. They concluded that by turning off the camera, they could capture their kidnapper while he was still awake. Initially, they needed to locate the camera, which proved to be more difficult than expected. The women discussed their strategy in hushed tones, like if they were reading a book. "We'll defeat this crazy together. We're going to leave," Phyllis said firmly in a whisper. Billy and Nick were still talking about the weird automated text from the old medical facility over at Billy's apartment. They argued over whether or not to click on the text's link, but Nick pointed out to Billy how foolish it would be. Could it have been a trap? They were desperate enough, Billy believed, to try. "Whatever happens, we're going to find out some information, so we'll just take whatever comes," Billy replied. Faith called Nick before he could get a chance to give her an update on her mother, but Nick had little to share. Furthermore, he didn't want to frighten her anymore. Billy felt they should go ahead when Nick hung up, so they clicked the link and were astounded by what they saw. Nick wasn't even positive that the video feed of Sharon and Phyllis was real. If so, this proves that Sharon and Phyllis are being held captive. Physically, they appear fine. "We can now visit them," Billy remarked. "We can help," but Nick had a query. Why would a kidnapper reveal the location of the women to the men? Things became worse when they noticed a link at the bottom of the page. When they clicked it, the words "who will pay the price to save the life of the mind" appeared on the screen along with a skull. Nick was blown away. "What kind of psychopath are we dealing with?" inquired the man. A startled Billy puzzled why they got the message they did, so he and Nick got in the car and went looking for the two women. They hoped we would locate them there. "I'm amazed at how simple it will be to enter the building," he said. Billy informed Chance about their fresh lead over the phone. The officers were on their way to the clinic. Billy made no effort to mention that he and Nick were also en route. An overjoyed Tracy told Jack that her head was spinning at the GCAC. "Is he real? Am I here now?" she inquired. It never occurred to her that she would get married again at this stage of her life. "That was okay with me. My life is fantastic," she insisted. "I love it," but Alan interrupted. When Alan texted Tracy to say he was on his way back with a ring, Tracy went ecstatic. Tracy went to Alan's apartment, much to the delight of Jack and Diane. Alan and Tracy celebrated their engagement with a private champagne party. "You have no idea how amazing you are, and I just wanted to express my gratitude for seeing you every day. It is impossible for me to imagine my life without you," Alan remarked. At last, Alan took out the ring and met Tracy's gaze. Tracy exclaimed that it was flawless. Alan then took the conventional approach by getting down on one knee and making another proposal. Alan assured Tracy that he intended to marry her immediately and promised her a breathtaking future, so he dismissed the alarming text that informed him of the security breach. Tracy declared she already had her prince in Alan, despite Alan's desire to give her the wedding of her dreams. At Crimson Lights, where they spent the evening together, Jack expressed his happiness for Tracy to his wife, Diane. He was eager to share the good news with Ashley and Billy. In particular, Ashley. Diane remarked, "We owe Alan a lot." Jack believed he would blend in well with the Abbotts. "I don't think Tracy could have written a better love story," he stated. Adam paid Victor a visit to the new ranch house to give him an update on things there. Adam was happy that his father had persuaded him that it would be wise to go to the ranch. Like Connor, he was pleased that Chelsea had chosen to accompany him. Chelsea was even beginning to think that they may all get back together as a family. Although Victor was happy with Adam's management of Newman Media, he brought up the topic with Chelsea because he was more worried about his son's private life. Victor expressed his admiration for Chelsea's significant life improvement over the past year or two. "She's welcome in my family, so where do you go from here?" Victor inquired. "I'm not sure," Adam answered. He wanted to be with Chelsea once more, but he was letting her handle things and they were taking their time. Adam declined to press the matter. Chloe showed up for breakfast with Chelsea in the old ranch house, but she wasn't sure how to react to her old friend's new living situation. Chelsea could only exclaim how wonderful everything has been. She acknowledged that although she and Adam had not yet formally reconnected, she anticipated doing so shortly. Chelsea prepared herself for what Chloe might say. "Tell me that this is not a good idea," she remarked. "I can handle it." Chelsea joked that they should take Chloe's temperature because she appeared happy for them. This was unexpected given how close Chloe has been to Sally and how she has felt for Adam for years. Chloe acknowledged that she would never accept relationship advice from Chelsea, so she wasn't going to offer it. But Chloe could see clearly that Adam was a good parent to Connor and that Chelsea was content. Chelsea was making the correct decision, she was certain. Chelsea was overjoyed to hear this because all she wanted was the approval of her old friend. Adam felt a little uncomfortable with Chloe when he first came, but she felt the same way, so she departed. When Adam was by himself, he told Chelsea that he thought Chloe had urged her to leave Adam right away. The complete opposite, he was shocked to learn, and Chloe granted them permission to be together, not that they needed it. After that, the two shared a passionate and heartfelt kiss. The Young and the Restless, YNR, has long been a staple of daytime television, captivating audiences with its dramatic storylines, complex characters, and unexpected twists. Among the many tropes the show has employed over the years, kidnappings have become a recurring theme, often leaving fans both thrilled and exasperated. The frequency of these kidnappings has sparked countless discussions among viewers, with many joking that Genoa City must be the kidnapping capital of the soap opera world. From Michael Baldwin holding Cricket and Nina hostage to Sheila Carter terrorizing Phyllis and Lauren, the show has certainly not shied away from putting its characters in perilous situations. Even Victor Newman, the patriarch of the Newman family, has had his fair share of involvement in these high-stakes scenarios, whether as a perpetrator or a victim. The sheer number of kidnappings over the years has led fans to wonder, who will be next? The history of kidnappings on YNR is extensive, and while it's impossible to list every single instance, a few standout moments have left an indelible mark on the show's legacy. Michael Baldwin's early days as a villain saw him holding Cricket and Nina hostage, a storyline that showcased his darker side before his eventual redemption. Lisa Mansfield's bizarre decision to cage Brad Carlton was another memorable moment, as was Paul Williams' decision to do the same to Sheila Carter. Sheila, of course, has been both a kidnapper and a victim, with her reign of terror including holding Phyllis and her babies at gunpoint. Victor Newman, ever the master manipulator, has also been involved in his fair share of kidnappings, including holding his first wife's boyfriend captive in the basement of the Newman Ranch. These storylines have kept viewers on the edge of their seats, but they've also led to some eye-rolling as the trope has been used repeatedly over the years. More recently, the show has continued to lean into the kidnapping narrative, with Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers finding themselves at the center of yet another harrowing ordeal. Held captive in an abandoned clinic by the mysterious Ian Ward and Jordan Howard, the two women were forced to rely on each other to survive. This storyline not only highlighted the resilience of Sharon and Phyllis but also brought a new level of tension to the show. Fans watched as the two women, who have had their fair share of conflicts over the years, were forced to work together to outsmart their captor. The psychological toll of their captivity was evident, with Phyllis oscillating between panic and determination, while Sharon tried to maintain a sense of calm and hope. Their dynamic added depth to the storyline, as viewers were reminded of the complexities of their relationship. As the drama unfolded, fans took to social media and message boards to speculate about who might be the next victim of a kidnapping. The soap's central message board was abuzz with theories, with contributors like Dulwil, Nightrocker, and Cloverleaf sharing their thoughts. Some fans joked about Summer Newman being kidnapped in her infamous cowgirl outfit, while others expressed a desire to see Victor Newman get a taste of his own medicine. Art Vandelay quipped that Victor's kidnapping would likely end up like O. Henry's The Ransom of Red Chief, a humorous nod to the idea that Victor's captors might end up regretting their decision. Meanwhile, Chocolate Lover 7 suggested that the show could continue its theme of enemies becoming allies by having Claire and Summer or Victor and Jack Abbott find themselves in a kidnapping scenario together. The possibilities were endless, and fans were clearly invested in the idea of seeing their favorite characters in peril once again. The recent storyline involving Sharon and Phyllis also sparked discussions about the show's reliance on kidnapping plots. While some viewers appreciated the tension and drama these storylines brought, others felt that the trope had been overused. The debate over whether YNR should move away from kidnappings and explore other types of conflict was a hot topic among fans. Some argued that the show needed to innovate and find new ways to keep viewers engaged, while others maintained that the classic kidnapping plot was a staple of soap opera storytelling and should be embraced. Regardless of where they stood on the issue, fans agreed that the show's ability to keep them guessing was one of its greatest strengths. As the storyline progressed, Sharon and Phyllis's captivity took a darker turn. The discovery of poisoned water and cryptic notes left by their captor added a new layer of suspense to the plot. The women's realization that their kidnapper might be watching them while they slept was particularly chilling, and their determination to outsmart him was a testament to their strength and resourcefulness. Their plan to disable the camera and catch their captor in the act was a bold move, and fans were eager to see how it would play out. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott and Nick Newman's discovery of a video feed showing Sharon and Phyllis in captivity raised even more questions. The men's decision to investigate further led them to a disturbing message: who will pay the price to save the life of the mind?